got Wang.
You can be forgiven if you don't remember the original Shadow Warrior. Created in 1997 by 3D Realms, it introduced first-person swordplay in a game very similar to the team's previous effort, Duke Nukem 3D. But for all its slice-and-dice action, Shadow Warrior was always overshadowed by its older brother. Now the sword-swinging shooter has a chance to get some bloody revenge with an all-new, reimagined Shadow Warrior from developer Flying Wild Hog.
Let's see. Briefcase full of cash, play, $1 million smile. Ready for school, Ma.
The story is a yin-yang mix of the straightforward and the bizarre. Lo Wang is employed by the Zillia Corporation, and his assignment is to acquire a mysterious katana. Things seem vaguely normal until a masked imp starts cracking jokes, a demon apocalypse breaks out, and you find you're working for an evil mastermind.
Mr. Mizuyaki, I presume.
Lo Wang is far from your typical hero. He's not too bright and comes across as kind of a douchebag. It's hard to tell if he'll be annoying but likable, or just plain annoying. His witless observations set the comedic tone for much of the game, which seems to be a mix of lowbrow puns and video game in-jokes.
What's that? You want me to take this? Well, I guess it's dangerous to go alone.
Gameplay is, like the original Shadow Warrior, first-person combat with both the katana and firearms, although the sword is definitely the star of the show. You can slash at enemies with light and heavy attacks, either of which can slice up a torso in really gruesome and detailed ways. There are also special attacks you can unlock and upgrade over time, like a shield-breaking thrust or a wide-area stun. Movement during swordplay is key, and dodging an enemy attack and then dashing in to chop off an arm or two is a lot of fun.
What can I say? I live in hope.
Projectile weapons like a pistol, Uzi, and crossbow make long-range death-dealing a possibility. Don't expect a cover system or anything approaching realism. The shooting style feels more like an old-school Duke Nukem than Call of Duty. Expect to hold down the trigger because even minor enemies are bullet sponges, and tougher enemies seem simply to shrug off bullets like mosquito bites.
Hush now. The grown-ups are talking.
As you kill your way through the game, you'll be able to upgrade your arsenal with increased damage and new attack options like explosive crossbow bolts. Skills, both passive and active, can be upgraded in the same way, along with new magic attacks and defensive moves. Some of the advanced magic attacks are quite powerful. For example, the Wing of Crane technique kills enemies at a distance better than some of your guns.
Cowabunga, assholes!
Enemies in Shadow Warrior span from normal humans to hideous demons. Some get up close and personal, others pelt you from a distance, and some of the more challenging foes really require extra finesse to take down. Your foes mostly attack in groups, so you'll have to keep moving to avoid getting pinned in a corner. Healing during combat uses the corpses of your fallen enemies and adds an interesting tactical layer to combat. In addition to the abundant bloodletting, there's also a fair amount of exploration to do, with plenty of hidden loot tucked away in corners and secret items waiting in winding forest paths. In-jokes and Easter eggs abound, from hidden tableaus to a special reward for shooting rabbits. We only got to play the first few levels of Shadow Warrior, so it's tough to tell if the game will turn out to be an action game actually worth playing, or a walking collection of dick jokes that peters out all too quickly. We'll get back to you when we've played more of the game.
You got the power! The hell's breaking loose!